All right, I'm going to try to explain this as as best as I can. Um, I know I really don't say very much about myself and my background or anything, but people that know me know I've owned, quite a few businesses, and three of those businesses were a collection agency where, people did try to, hack into our site and stuff. Um, and my boyfriend is a director at Nationwide for um, basically their whole IT security. So he's been in this business for 30 years. So he's taught me a lot, and then I've discussed this with him when it happened before, and what it is and what could happen and what you need to do. And I was trying to explain that, and I did type it like feels like 100 times the first time, and now it's happening again. And when they did shut down the game, uh, the things that need to be fixed in Happy Acre, they don't have to shut the game down to fix those things. So, what they do where he works at Nationwide and every other job that he's been like an exec in, this is how they handle it. They basically have to wait for a time when there's no traffic. Like for Nationwide, when they shut down the site, they'll do it like Saturday night at midnight so that there's not traffic, and they shut their whole site down. And what they do is they run, their security patches that they've tried to put in place if somebody's tried to, hack their site or anything, or and then they check all the pathways and make sure that there's nothing coming in. So when they shut down the game, that is probably what they were doing it for, because Greg said that there isn't a reason for them to shut down the game to do the fixes that are the game fixes, because they could just put them in place and refresh and fix those things if they actually know how to fix them. They're not shutting down the game for that. So last night, when this started happening again, they did shut the game down for a few minutes. And so I believe they were trying to run a fix on it, but it's not necessarily the game. It could be your email that may have got hacked. And there is a site I have been P owned, and actually I'll put that site up on. I wonder if I can look it up on here while we're doing this. Have I been? Yeah, it's this right here. Have I been PWNED? So what you do is you click this and you put in your email address and this. And if your email has been compromised in any way, like I don't know if you remember the Target breach a few years ago where somebody got into the Target site and everybody's addresses, socials, their credit cards, like all that stuff got compromised. It's kind of the same thing. Like what they do is they get your passwords and stuff from in your email if it's been compromised, and they try to get you to click some link to do something. So potentially that could be what this is. And the pop-up that comes up is not AVG. It is not AVG, because even people who don't have AVG had this show up. And what they're wanting you to do is like click this to close it out. And what that will do is actually potentially put a Trojan virus into your computer. Because if you've touched this in any way, like normally these pop-ups show up over here on the right side of the screen, and they expect you to drop them down or click on them to see what's going on. They have one that looks like Microsoft too, but this is not AVG. This is not AVG doing this, okay? And they want you to hit this to scan your PC And especially if you have AVG, which a lot of people do, you're going to do this because you're going to think that that's AVG. So what needs to happen as soon as something like this comes up, whether it says Microsoft, AVG, I mean, it could be a bazillion things. If something pops up over here, it just turn your computer off. Don't click anything, don't touch anything. Turn your computer off immediately and go back in. Okay? And if your email has been compromised with this, have I been PWNED, go to another device. Don't use the same device that your email is on. Go to your husband's phone and change your password for your email. And then go back in and log in. Because I don't know if you guys know what happens when, let's say you get a message on Facebook and it's somebody that maybe you know and they're asking you to click a link. When you click that link, they can take over your account. Or they get information from you, or they say, "Can you help me?" And then they're asking for like your Cash App or something, but they're getting some kind of information. So never, ever, ever, even if it's somebody that you know really well and they're sending you a link, like let's say they're saying, "This is my friend, can you add them?" And it looks like it's a link to a profile. Don't click it, because what you need to do is go into your search and look up that person who they're saying, and then find their profile that way. Don't ever click a link. Like, never click a link. And those, in a picture of the profile picture, for that they want you to add their friend, that is a link. So, and it's why I don't allow links to be posted in group too, because people will come in here and here, Jackie. Oh boy. Okay. So what they want you to do is somehow click some link, the same way as they want you to click this AVG thing, because they want to get into your computer and they want your information. And so even if Happy Acres is the one being attacked, they have their own things in place and their own ways to counteract that. But they're just AVG, this AVG weird link is just using them because so many people play this game. So that's what that is, okay? So don't. But I did do a post, so let me try to explain this as best as I can. Let's go into the Daily Dose. And saying there's no post in the Daily Dose. Yes, there is. Daily Dose. Oh. Okay. Let me find my post. Okay. And this feels like it's going to be a long post. Okay. Because AVG, okay, is there a fake AVG virus? Because AVG is a trusted name in online security. Certain scams may attempt to use the AVG name and trademark fraudulently. Scams operate by making customers believe they are in contact with AVG support when really they are with an untrusted third party. So, of course, what this is saying is, if you go far enough into it, I'm sure that they give you some number to call or they try to get you in contact with support. But even that, pop up. What is AVG security scam? While investigating this webpage, we found that it shows misleading messages or trick visitors into believing their computers are infected. It is important to stay away from such sites. They are made to steal money, information, or for other malicious purposes. So they're saying, don't click it. Don't click it. If you didn't prompt AVG, it's not coming up on your computer. AVG does not work that way. So if you want to run your own scan, you go into your own AVG on your own computer and you prompt it. They do not prompt you, because I'm trying to think, like, sometimes if you have McAfee, they may, like, something small over here, that if you have it set up that way, if you yourself have gone in and set it up that way, but AVG is not that. And how do I get rid of AVG malware? There's different steps. So what I would do is, if you think that you are infected in some way, go in there. And then, like, because I think there might be, there's different versions, there's different things. Uninstall, deactivate, click OK. What they're asking you to do is go in and uninstall it and probably reinstall it. But if you've clicked that link, I'm not sure how that would actually work unless this, whatever they've done, is able to. Sometimes when you click it, it's basically you saying this is okay, I installed this. So like by clicking that, you may have given yourself a Trojan virus, but when AVG runs their scan, they think that you installed it and you okayed it by what you click. So they don't run it, they don't show it as a virus or as a malware because you clicked it, you installed it. Okay? So, and it whatever they do makes it look like you are the one that initiated that. So if you want to know if your AVG is legit, there's always a free AVG. So never requires credit card information to confirm your identity or validate your copy of an AVG product. So if you're talking to these people and they're asking for these things, never sends unsolicited email messages containing security updates. So that's what they're wanting you to do, is click on that. So if you get something in your email from AVG, not good. Besides, AVG is actually Avast, AVAST. So it isn't actually AVG. It comes from Avast. Never makes unsolicited phone calls to help you fix your computer. I'm not going to out whoever it was, but one of the girls in my guild, this happened, and I believe it was a Microsoft, and she clicked on it, and they took over her whole computer, and and she ended up, it had gone so far, they were like, when she was trying to recover her account and stuff, it was sending text messages or codes or whatever. And that's why when you get a scammer, they're like, I want to send you a code, I can't get into my thing, can you send this code back? Well, what that is them getting a code to your, because they've probably gotten into your email, so they're going to send a code to basically, what is it when you, oh my gosh, I can't think of the word. Like when you're trying to get your account back. So they'll send a code, but then you're giving that code to them, so they take over your account. That's what happens so many times. So just don't even talk to somebody you don't know. And if they ask any weird questions, like anything, just no. They're not being friendly. They're trying to get your information, and they're trying to take over your Facebook account because they want to get to your friends and they want to get to your information. Okay. Another case where fake antivirus software is disguised as real antivirus software is using the trusted AVG brand. With cleverly designed ads, people can be led to, I'm checking my phone because I'm waiting for a call. Is using the trusted AVG brand. With cleverly designed ads, people can be led to believe that a fake antivirus message was actually sent by AVG to protect them. That's what's happening with this. It is not AVG. Okay? Is AVG support a scam email? Please note that emails will only be from an AVG, like Avast, or actually avg.com. I'd suggest you block the sender, send it as a spam. Do not click on any links provided in the email. We hope this clears up the situation. And that's what I'm saying about, like, when you guys post into groups and stuff, I know there's a couple people, and I take them down all the time because I don't want you to ever trust clicking a link. Like when it has a bunch of writing in front of it and then there's the post, that is a link. So that's why I posted the video about how to actually post into groups. And I do take down anything that contains a link almost immediately. Boom. And I know I put my videos up, but they're from YouTube and they're trusted. And it doesn't come with a bunch of, long writing in front of it, as links do. So, okay, what happens if you click on a fake virus notification? Fake virus alerts are designed to create fear and urgency. So what they're trying to do is make you think something's wrong. So immediately, without even thinking, you're going to click on that. But train yourself to never click anything that you did not prompt, okay? Avoid clicking any buttons, links, or pop-ups within the alert. These could lead to malware. What does a fake virus notify? Fake virus alerts tend to use a lot of exclamation points and capital letters. And I saw the one that everybody's looking at, and we'll look at it in a second. But it basically just shows on there that you've gone to your trusted Happy Acres game and something's happened, okay? So it is not even necessarily about the Happy Acres game. I mean, it could happen to you on other things too. I guess they've just chosen this for right now. And when you put things in, when you write things, when you write like a post into Happy Acres or anything, those words come up in the search, and that leads, like you get advertising based on the things that you type in. Sometimes the things that you speak, it's crazy. I'll be like talking to Greg about something, and we're not on our computers or anything, or our phones or anything. And like an hour later, that same thing will show up. It's crazy what happens with this whole thing. So they know you're playing the game because you've interacted, done something that shows that you're playing this game. So you protect yourself. Don't wait for Happy Acres to protect you, because it's not really about that. This is your responsibility, your computer, your email, your Facebook account. You have to take control of this. So do not click on anything you think even looks weird. Like, even if you see a post in my group and it has, all that whole blue link thing in front of it, do not click that link, because I haven't gotten it pulled off yet. Just walk away if you're even iffy about it. Let's see. Ask to pay to install antivirus protection, creates a sense of urgency, which that obviously did. Many scareware programs copy user interface elements from real malware protection programs and use the names that sound legitimate. Scareware examples of fake antivirus and anti-malware solutions include blah, 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 blah. Antivirus, How do I report? Create a new... This tells you how to create a new, like to send that in. Create a new blank email message to blah, blah, blah. Drag and drop the spam or scam email into the new message. In there. Okay. Can you get a virus just by clicking on a website? If the user goes to a web page that has malicious code injected into it, it can immediately infect the user's device with malware as soon as they visit the site. So this doesn't happen a lot because, Google has things in place to catch these things. Facebook has things in place. And that's why it didn't show up on Facebook. It showed up on your computer. And I feel like it could be tied to your email somehow. Okay. I asked Greg how that works. He said there's a lot of different avenues where they get your information, and he said, but checking the one site I gave you guys in the beginning is a really good start. How do you check if you have a virus without antivirus? And one of the first things I do when I get a new computer is I take McAfee out. McAfee causes so many... I know people have good experiences with it, but with my collection agencies and even Greg at Nationwide got them to stop using Maccabee because of the problems it causes. So, I mean, if it works for you, great. But there's Maccabee and there's one other too. Your computer comes with its own, scanner and everything, and it's called Windows Defender. It's the best one. It's made to work with Microsoft, which is what you're using on your computer, and they are constantly doing things to make it better and work better, and anything that happens, they're on it. So using even these outside ones, it may not completely protect you, and then you're paying for it. And just a lot of things happen. Macabee's the first thing I pull out of every computer I get. And that's my choice, but I've had bad experiences with it. Okay, how to check if you have a virus without antivirus. This is how. Press Control Alt Delete, open the Task Manager, and go to Processes to check for any unfamiliar programs running. To confirm if it is a virus, search online. Once confirmed, highlight Press in Process to stop it. I can't show you on here because it won't come up on these recordings. I've tried to do stuff like that before. So, and this tells you what a Trojan horse is. It disguises itself as a legitimate piece of software in order to convince a victim to install it. Once installed, the malware is able to perform its malicious activity in the background. How do I get rid of AVG malware? Go to settings, and like I said, type this in yourself for whatever AVG you have or device you're using and stuff. So AVG is not a bad thing. I use AVG. I haven't installed it in this computer, but I have frequently used the free scan. And, I mean, but you got to know how to use it too. There are things like if you don't want all your email or your passwords to be gone, you click certain things. So, I mean, there are things you have to do and know about with AVG, but it really is good and trusted. What is phishing AVG? A sneaky cyber attack that relies on deceit to obtain your data or put malware on your device. Okay. So any of these things, type them in, look them up, read for yourself. This is pretty much the same thing I had before. What happens if you click on a phishing link? I thought this was interesting because this I did not know. What happens if you click on a phishing link but close it immediately? If you accidentally clicked on a malicious link but close the tab immediately before the site could load, the risk of harm is significantly reduced by closing the tab promptly. You limit the potential exposure to any harmful content or actions associated with the malicious. This is what I think about every time, like maybe a Mission Impossible thing, or Melissa McCarthy or something. Like you get into some office or something and you stick your little thing in the computer and you're pulling the information off of it as fast as you can before somebody comes in and busts you, and you're getting your little oh my gosh, I can't think of what those things are called. I have one sitting here right beside me, but you know how you just take information off the computer. So that's what I think about when I'm thinking about this. Okay, is there a fake AVG? Yeah, we already went over this. And then I think we already went over this too. They're just trying to get you to click it. How do I get rid of? Am I going back and looking at the same ones? Actually, I think I may be doing a loop at this point. So, now I got to go answer all these questions. Let me see if there's. I did not uninstall my AVG, but I was able to get in just with disabling the online shield module. There you go, Rebecca Blue. That's pretty cool. Okay, online shield module. AVG antivirus, free internet might be blocking the sites because of the online shield module, while scans websites for malicious code. Avast, which is similar to AVG, also. It is AVG. Also blocks websites that are safe. Okay. So that's something. Let's see if anybody else. I know there were other. Okay, let me go to the success group. There's that one. Has anyone determined a fix for the threat secured message? Still not able to get on. Showing I have EV. I finished. Okay, let's see what Pam says. Okay. Update. I may have spoken too soon. I got into the game, started playing, and the alert kept coming up. Still not able. So people are having a lot of problems. If I even scan, here's another one. Lisa, I just got this message on my screen when I tried to sign into Happy Acres. Anyone else getting this? So mine was earlier. Yes, it's so fresh. Gonna mess up. Okay. I thought they fixed this the last time, but apparently not. But Lisa, this is not Happy Acres. This is the AVG. So, and what they did was when they closed down, because that's what I said. Greg said that's the only reason they would actually shut the game down is to test whatever patches, like security patches they have, and to make sure there are no more pathways for anything to get in. And and if they get in, what happens is the same way as everywhere, the same way as what happened with Target and oh my gosh, so many places, so many banks have had this happen. I don't know if that's too personal to say, but I'm not necessarily well. I have to have oxygen sometimes and stuff, and I've been sick for a very long time. So I have my oxygen company just got breached. Like all my medical information, all my information was just breached, which probably includes my email. So I went in and changed my password and everything the same way I told you guys to. But they're actually giving a settlement out, which I mean, I don't know what that is, and it's not, that's private information anyway. But I'm just saying that any place you give your information to can be breached, and that could be what's happening with this. They've got your email, and this is your device. So that could be how they get it. There's a million different ways to get it. And let's see. But I mean, if you're scrolling through, you're probably seeing a zillion things in your feed about this. Let's see. This guy looks like a guy that used to work for me. It freaks me out every time I see this picture. I mean, he looks so much like him. It's crazy. What in the world? Mixed vegetables. Okay. Okay, here's one. Susan Hunter, I think we already saw this. But see how we've safely aborted connection on blah, 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 because it was infected with a URL scam. So they just freaked you out thinking you got onto Happy Acres and there was something wrong. And Happy Acres is at fault for this because that's where you were going. Because it was infected with a URL scam. No, it's not. No, it's not. So they're trying to get you to do this. It's very sad. It's very, very sad that these things happen and people feel like they can do this to people. But people make a living doing this. I got this guy that he keeps changing his name and coming back at me, but I can't block anybody because if I block anybody, they can get into my groups and I don't even know they're there. Somebody that I had blocked that was a very bad person was somehow got into the group and I couldn't see them because they were blocked, and I just happened to be on my other farm and I saw a post they made in my group and I was like, what? So now I know I cannot block anybody, or I can't see what they do. And Diane, actually, I looked this up on the Google image search, and it was showing me weird things, but I couldn't find this. So I think this might just be maybe from your internet provider, but I'm not sure. I couldn't find it. I haven't seen one quite like this, but it says the connection was reset. But if you're having this problem, what happened with, well, Diane, our friend in our guild, was she ended up the internet company had to come in and reset her router or give her a new router or something. It was a pretty big deal. It like they got into even her internet connection and stuff. It was a bad deal. So wait, somebody is, I can play again now. Okay, is helping everyone. I've uninstalled. See, okay, so Toffee did this, and she can play again. She uninstalled her antivirus, which I don't know which one it was, but it might be one of the ones I spoke about. And yeah, and H5 doesn't seem to be involved in this too either. But I don't know if that's because maybe not as many people play it. I mean, I don't know, but it does not have anything to do with the game itself. And there's somebody's cat. There's Flo's cat. Okay. But as you go, oh, those look kind of delicious. I think they kind of need like some, never mind. Yes, I'm hungry. I haven't had breakfast. And I better check my messages because I was waiting for the bank to call me. I'm going to uninstall my Happy Acres game. Okay, it doesn't have anything to do with uninstalling my Avast aborted it. We'll reinstall Happy Acres tomorrow. Should we? No. Does that mean you start? No. I can't answer that for you. Okay. I got to answer this, but I'm gonna end this here. I know it's a little longer than I wanted it to be, but just do those things I told you, and look it up. See what you read about it too, with what's happening with you and how to get any Trojan out of there if it did get installed. So I mean, if you clicked on it and got right out of it, maybe it wasn't. But if you're having issues again trying to get in, they're coming in a different way and trying to probably infect your computer. And I don't want to panic anybody or scare anybody. There are ways, to get rid of that. And it sounds like the one that uninstalled her antivirus Toffee and it came back, maybe the thing that I said happened. Like by you clicking it, it made AVG think that was something safe. So when you ran the threat thing, if you actually even ran your own AVG, it's not going to show up as a threat because it thinks that you're the one that trusted it and installed it. So the way they have it set up. But okay, I'm going to answer this one and go through and make sure if I can help anybody else. If you have any questions, when I post this up, put them down below so we can all read them and see if you're having a different issue or if something's going on, so we can just try to figure this out too and get you through it. And don't be mad at Happy Acres. They're doing the best that they can to try to protect you. So, your information. And by them shutting down like that, you can tell that's what they're doing. Because that's what they've done at every big company that Greg has worked for. They completely shut it down. Fix what they got to fix and start it back up. There are some times that almost every weekend he's doing that. So they, I can't remember what he calls it, testing their fix, text. He uses this term, but I've heard it so many times it's just kind of blank in my head, I guess. But they are, trying to do their job. So them shutting that game down was a very good thing for you. So, all right, happy farming. Let's figure this out. Sorry this was so long. Hopefully I made it understandable. Good luck.